Welcome to Thriller Bitcoin. Welcome to Thriller Bitcoin.
So, are the Bens getting stronger in the bear market?
We're always getting stronger. New ones getting added to the group every day.
Is it really?
Not every day, but
like, how strong are you guys now?
We're almost 30, I think. I don't know.
Total Bens
in the group chat. Yeah.
Wow.
Someone was like the other day. Someone's like, "Oh, I found someone with the last name Ben. Can we add him?"
Does that count or no?
I mean, someone was making a good argument. He's like, his whole family's Ben's, so it's like, oh shoot. But I don't think we added him.
What are the requirements? Just so everybody, does it just need to be a person with the name Ben and a Bitcoiner, or?
Yeah, that's it. Or Ben or Benjamin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, dude. Thanks for coming in today. I wanted to have you on just because I just want to catch up, dude. I haven't.
Yeah.
I feel like I see you all the time, but I never get to like catch up, just like how everything's going.
Yeah. I see you all the time too. But yeah, this will be fun. It's been like I was talking to Tony earlier. I was like, yeah, I'm going on Car's podcast. And he's like, shit, like when's the last time we did that? And I was like, all at the old Pleb Lab. It was me, you, Tony, and Kyle, like forever ago.
Yeah, dude, that was a good pod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to get. Yeah, well, I was thinking about it like 2 weeks ago because I'm picking this up again, like just doing it more now. And I was like, who haven't I talked to amongst all my friends? I was like, oh yeah, Ben. I haven't ever got Ben on. Like I had a conversation with Paul and Tony, but I was like, I've never had Ben on.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Exclusive.
How's I want to ask, like, I want to focus more on the startup journey because I feel like you could provide a lot of help with just like on startups and like developer stuff. So we won't get too into the weeds about privacy or anything like that, unless you want to. But I guess because you started at SureBits, right? And then you went to like tell me about the journey, just like the startup journey that you had in the Bitcoin space.
Yeah, I mean, like my first real Bitcoin job was actually on Wasabi Wallet. I was like in college and just contributing to like random open source projects in my free time, and I did a bunch of work one summer, so they paid me a little bit, but like nothing serious. And after that, then yeah, my first like real job was at SharedBits. Yeah, I was there for like a year and a half, and they're like, it was a startup, but like I wasn't really exposed to any of like the startupness of it. It was really just like I was a work monkey, just like write code all day and get stuff done. Like Chris, he managed all the like real stuff, but they had like raised money way before I joined. So I don't know, it was a startup, but it never really felt like the way it feels now with like Mutiny or TBC.
So tell me about the TBC.
Yeah, TBC was way more like startup feeling for me. Like that was like basically co-founded with Ben with that. And yeah, like the first month I joined, like we had no money, and like by the end of the month we had raised he raised like the 2 million or something. That's like the money they're still running on. But yeah, that was like way more, it felt way more real in that regard, because like you know, like I was there with our first users and shit like that, and like I was the only developer for the back end, so I literally built everything myself. So that was a lot of fun and learned a whole bunch there of like I don't know, something I always try to like push myself is like, if you don't look back on yourself a year ago and think you're an idiot, then like you're fucking up. And like looking at pre TVC Ben to now, it's like, oh, that guy's a retard. Like, what is he doing in his life? Like, I know, like, yeah, like on this, like, honestly, during that time, I didn't learn that much about like coding and stuff because it was like all my own. But I learned so much about like kind of like life and like startups and like what I want to do with myself and stuff like that. And that's kind of how Mutiny came about, where I just like kind of realized like don't want to work on gift cards and like fiat stuff like this. I want to go back to like the nitty gritty Bitcoin stuff. And doing that, it's like, it's been great, but it's, you know,
Yeah.
just,
Tell me about that. I mean, you don't have to share like, but just realize like all the people that are listening are people that are like startups, that are like developers, that are builders, that people look up to you, Ben. So like, I know you don't want to hear that, stay humble, but, but like, you know, talk through that. Like, okay, so shared bits happen. You kind of like you said, and then the Bitcoin company, and now with Mutiny, where you're like one of the main guys there. Like, talk to me about how that process has come about. And
I mean, it was just kind of like a almost happenstance thing where like we had the idea like at Plev Lab, like it was like around when we did that one podcast, like you're calling us the
the Led Zeppelin of Bitcoin.
Zeppelin of Bitcoin. Yeah. But then it kind of like we did the Wasabi research grant, and then it kind of never went anywhere. And then like the Legend of the Lightning hackathon happened, and that's where it like really became a real thing. And kind of like all sat in the room like, are we doing this or not? And
the PLN, this was when it was called PLN, right?
It was called Mutiny for the Legends of Lightning hackathon. When Tony and Paul did it for, it might have been SatsBuy or one of the hackathons, or Bitcoin Plus, one of those, and that was PLN. And yeah, they originally built it in a way where it's like kind of similar to like the old Zeus, where like you have a node at home and you connect to it remotely, and they're like, this isn't going to work for like my mom, so how can we do this better? And that's how like the web version of Mutiny kind of came about. And yeah, but it's such a game. Like we're like, you know, like with TBC, it was like a very obvious business model, just like sell gift cards, take 1%, and you have, you know, you sell enough gift cards and you're profitable. And like they almost are now. And like Mutiny, it's like we're like, you know, everything's open source. You can just steal everything for free. It's so like, so the business model is so much harder. But like we have a lot of avenues actually. I think we're gonna do pretty well. Like we have our Mutiny Plus subscription, and we're getting like this last week alone, we got more subscribers than we did all last month. So that's been really fun. And yeah, we have like rev share deals worked out with our LSPs. So it's like we can make money. It's just like, you know, we just gotta scale it up and stuff. And
but talk about the journey from like doing a startup now, and what has all the past startups that you've been a part of informed a lot of your decision making and early on, and are you able to provide that startup advice to the other two?
Yeah, I think like something I definitely learned, I think is like you 100% need like a technical co-founder, like someone who's like, you know, gonna be on that ship no matter what, and like can actually do the work. Because like almost everything, and like Plev Lab's unique in that way, but like almost every Bitcoin startup is like a tech startup where it's like the primary thing you do is code. And like if like the top brass can't code, it kind of makes it like, you know, what are you doing here kind of thing. Like you know, like Price is, you know, he was fantastic. Like he's just like crushing on like literally everything else that isn't code. But it would be frustrating sometimes where I'm just like, we can't do that yet. Like it's either one, that's not possible to code, or two, like sorry, like LND doesn't, or Lightning doesn't work that way. Like, you know, there's just like random things like that. Or like, no, we can't ship that tomorrow. This is a year-long project that you want to do kind of thing. And stuff like that, it can be frustrating. But I mean, you know, it's workable. And as long as you're good friends, it's fine. But so like we were fine. But yeah, well, like I definitely thinking having like technical founders makes it so much like easier in the Bitcoin space, because you can, like everyone is always extremely useful, because at the end of the day, your core product is just code, at least for the most part.
Do you think that's what kind of sets you guys apart for as far as other wallets in the space and stuff like that? Is just that you guys are all technical and like high caliber devs in the space?
I mean, I would say like almost all the other wallets are the similar vibe. Like, because I don't really know the devs. I mean, like Phoenix is probably like the best Lightning wallet right now, other than us. But yeah, and like they're like a similar caliber. Like T-Vast is like literally writing the Lightning specs for like half the stuff and then implementing into their wallet. So like, but yeah, I do think like definitely helps a ton. Like, you know, the better devs you are, the better you're gonna do. And like, yeah, like especially like if you're doing something like simpler, like like a TBC, like you don't need to be like that nitty gritty Bitcoin stuff. Like, TBC, we had Lightning payments working, before I even joined because I just copy pasted code from another project. Versus like the real problem was like hooking up all these gift card providers, hooking up credit card payments, hooking up like anti-fraud measures, which is just like API calls. It's like pretty just like grunt work versus like Mutiny or like any other like hardcore Bitcoin project. It's like, okay, like we're doing like critical security things here. We need to make sure like this write happens before this write, and like all these like, kind of really nitty gritty computer science stuff that's like requires like more like depth. And so if you're doing like, depends on what startup you're actually doing, like what's your goal. But like the more technical you are, obviously the easier it will be.
Gosh, dude, that's incredible, man. It's incredible to hear. I remember, I just remember how hard you guys were working. I think it was like last fall. You guys would,
Lightning?
Yeah, dude, you guys were working so hard, dude. I remember because there was a couple times where I would come in and then I would leave, and then you guys would still be here. And I'm like, what are y'all doing here? It's like well past midnight.
There's many nights we stayed here. It's like 2, 3 a.m.
And like, wow, dude.
Yeah, it's like order pizza. I'm like, all right, we're getting this done, whether it happens or not. And we did.
I think I have a picture somewhere on my phone with like one of you guys like laying on the floor, like collapsing. Maybe it was a picture of Tony. It's funny, dude. Let's jump into the wallets, because I feel like, dude, there's just so many great wallets right now, and it's kind of hard, right? Like a lot of my friends have their own wallets, and I haven't yet said publicly what's my favorite wallet, because I won't, because like you guys,
I don't blame you, dude,
and then obviously like the other guys who I won't mention, but dude, it is bear markets for Bitcoin wallets.
I mean, bear markets are for building, but dude, it is so, like, it's kind of like the thing with like the reason we built Mutiny like in our pitch deck was like all the Lightning wallets suck. The thing is, it's like we also suck. Like, everyone's just trying to be less sucky, and it's like the thing is, Lightning is hard, like everything is hard in this game. And like I mean, like for the longest time, like before we launched, I was using Zeus all the time to pay like for like poker or something. And dude, Tony would get so mad at me. He'd be like, so why aren't you using our wallet? I'd be like, I got force closed, I can't.
Yeah.
But now, like, we've gotten kind of this point where I've migrated over, because Mutiny's gotten good enough now where like bad things don't really happen anymore. But yeah, it's such a hard game, like, because there's like basically no margins, and it's like, we're all just building on the same tech basically. So it's like, once you can do pay, like, a Lightning wallet is super simple. It's send and receive. So it's like,
right,
everything around that is like kind of difference maker, and or like reliability. And like reliability is like extremely hard. Just like, it's not flashy. It doesn't like raise you funds. It's just like, yeah, it works, which is like what you expect. So like how you have to differentiate yourself is all the extra things. But like, if you have all these extra things, but it's not reliable, then no one wants to use it anyways. So it's like, it's such a hard like balance, but it's just, you just got to put in the work and do it.
Yeah. I love the way Paul had pitched it. It was like going to be like a Proton, but for Bitcoin wallets, or like a CoinKite, but for Bitcoin wallets. Like, to me, that's like the perfect pitch for what Mutiny is. It really describes it. It encompasses everything that those two companies really, instill, right?
Yeah, so I think the Proton mail is like the best analogy, because it's like Proton is just like, objectively 1,000x better than Gmail or something. But like, it's not like Proton mail is too hard to use that my mom can't use it. Like, it's basically the same thing. You just log in and check your email. Like, your calendar can export as well, but like, who cares? And like, that's kind of the goal with Mutiny. It's like, we want it to be a very easy to use Lightning wallet, but also like we want some things baked in that's just like, I know I have more privacy than if I do use something else, because the Mutiny team is taking care of me, kind of thing. And like we're definitely, there's lots of privacy holes in there already, and Lightning has got all its problems. But like we're definitely, I think, moving into that direction. We have a lot, like we released some blog posts about some of the stuff we've done to like help with that. And
yeah, I saw that. The self-hosting stuff, or are you talking more about
we did the self-hosting one. That was like, I think that was last week. So yeah, that kind of like obfuscates you from us. But there's also like, we had one like the Mutiny plus voltage privacy benefits from the LSP, because like basically like we're able to like kind of give you like VPN level privacy inside of Lightning, instead of like just doxing yourself, which is like most what most wallets do. So it helps a lot there. And we got a lot of other things we're working on, but
Do you think and let me ask you kind of a controversial question, if that's okay, more on the wallet stuff. But do you think and you can be honest about it. Do you think Wallet of Satoshi and some of these other custodial wallets are bad for Bitcoin? Like, do you think like there should be more people like myself talking about how they're really bad, and like, or like what do you think about that?
yeah, I mean, it's hard 'cause it's like, for one, it's like Mutiny, Phoenix, like Zeus, like all these wallets like probably aren't ready for like a million users, because like the UX and like optimizing everything to make it as reliable as they need it to be, kind of thing. Like if you hit send or you hit receive and it doesn't work, then like you just lost that user basically. So like Albi and Wallet Satoshi, they don't have that problem pretty much. Like it works. But yeah, it's custodial, all the blah blah blah. Like my fear is that like we get like complacent, and then like these guys are clear, like what they're doing is like, I think it's fine, but it's illegal, and like it shouldn't be, but like it's gonna be a problem if the US government shuts them down one day. And like if like Albi and Wallet Satoshi got shut down like today, it's like
A lot of the stuff would
it's like
break.
yeah, like that's like everyone's lightning wallet and Nostr. Like that's like everyone's like that's how everyone onboards people, stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
like, imagine like all those people you orange pilled just got rug pulled, and it's like, I thought Bitcoin was anti rug pull. What the hell?
Oh man, you're right.
So
dude.
like that's my fear, especially with like, I was thinking about this literally the other night about Nostr. I was like for Zapple Pay, I can see what's like wallet everyone's using based on like their Nostr wallet connect string, and it's like literally like 98% Albi. And it's like,
Yeah.
and like shoot, like this is not good. Like if like Albi got rug pulled like by the government like tomorrow, like that's everyone on Nostr just gone. Like, and like I feel like Nostr's main selling point like is the censorship resistance, but like that's not how you get users. It's so like the way you onboard people is like, oh, it's this social media with payments integrated. And like if Wallet Satoshi and Albi were gone, then that you lose that entire selling point, and it's gonna be so much harder to like get people to do like actual stuff.
Dude, it makes me, like I love Albi. It's great. And I'm sure at some point that team is going to release a wallet. I would imagine it's just obvious.
No,
But
they're like looking into self-custodial options. Like
Oh, really?
They do have a way you can like link your own LND to it, but it's like complicated. But
Yeah.
they like after like the original hackathon, they reached out to us, but about like trying to like do like self-custodial version of Albi, but that never really went anywhere. And I saw them reaching out to the Lexi guys. I don't know if you saw their announcement.
Is that the one on Stacker News that got posted this week?
Yeah, they did like the AMA yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I haven't read through it all, but
yeah, theirs is like, it's pretty cool. It's like self-custodial, but also like not. It's like Greenlight, but like your keys are like in this like secure environment in the cloud. So like they can argue it's self-custodial. But yeah,
I'm
it's
trying to
interesting.
find it right now. Yeah, I'm waiting for Keon to. Actually, I'm lucky because I get to have Keon explain all this stuff to me.
There you go.
Like right now, earlier today, Uncle Jim was explaining all the service provider stuff to me on the L402 stuff. Have you looked into that, Ben? I know you're really focused on the Mutiny stuff right now, but have you played around with any of the L402 stuff? Like, what are your thoughts on that kind of stuff?
Honestly, I'm a little bearish on it. Like,
Tell me why.
like the like I think machine-to-machine payments make sense, but I think like to pay my OpenAI bill like for ChatGPT doesn't really make sense. It's like because the other thing is like, oh, you want instant payment for this thing, but it's like I can just settle up at the end of the month with credit cards. Like that works perfectly fine for like like AWS, Amazon, like all these cloud hosting providers have the same problem, and they've figured it out for the last like 2 decades. So it's like AI, maybe it's more computationally expensive, so you kind of get wrecked, but like it should be pretty solvable. Like, fraud prevention, blah, 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 fixes this. I mean, obviously using Lightning and stuff would be better, but I don't think it's like that much that like, OpenAI is going to switch currencies to do it kind of thing. I think the machines payments makes a lot of sense because like, my AI can't have a bank account and a credit card, but it can't have a Lightning wallet. So that makes sense to me. But I think doing the Lightning payments might not actually like kind of work. I mean, it would work, but it's not going to be like adopted.
Interesting. Yeah. There's just a lot of stuff that that I see on that side that's really interesting as far as like a service provider with L402 and then using like Nostr, like a relay as like a marketplace. Um,
Oh yeah,
and
I
then the
think that stuff.
like if you when you combine all those three, it just kind of looks really interesting.
I mean, yeah, I love Cody. He has a Matador, his project,
Uh-huh.
Cody Lowe, where he basically is just a proxy between like you and OpenAPI, and you send him Lightning, and then he does the OpenAI.
So that's what I'm talking
Like
about.
that stuff's great. Like that's
Yeah.
like OpenAI can do whatever the hell they want. They're just like, pay me your credit card bill at the end of the month. But then Cody can just sit here in the middle and charge me Lightning, and I can use everything if I don't want to like dox my credit card, or like I might never in and I can't like, have an account, like stuff like that. That's great. But yeah, I like think getting OpenAI to adopt that would be so much harder.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think that like being able to like spin up like a start 9, whatever, and then being a service provider for
Yeah.
like any pleb that wants to, hit you with like an invoice, and then you can just do that GET request or whatever.
yeah. I mean,
To me, that makes sense. That way, you're actually making money by running it.
yeah. I mean, that's the cool thing too. Like he's doing it, like he's like taking no like spread, but you could totally take like if it got big enough, like Cody, take a spread, like you're running infrastructure here. And I think that's great.
Yeah. Do you think you guys will ever look into that kind of? I mean, we're obviously right now you guys are more focused on like the higher needs stuff. But do you think you guys would ever look into?
We have some AI projects we're actually working on in the background. Yeah, I'll tell you after the pod. I can't talk about them publicly yet. But,
bullish.
I mean, so one thing we put in a blog post was Tony wants to look into like AI. Like we did this huge blog on like routing algorithms and like how we like kind of fix payment reliability with Mutiny. And we have this huge data set of like payment paths and which worked and which failed. So Tony's working with Cody to try to like train AI on that to see if we can like make it better, or at least do anything like that. So that's like something we've talked about publicly. So I can talk about that one.
There's some other stuff.
I'll tell you later, dude.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Oh my god, dude.
I have like a mini demo I can show you.
Oh my god, that's so cool, dude.
But it's gonna be cool. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, like I don't know. I was joking to myself the other day. I'm like, we're the most AI focused company because like we all use AI tools for development, like ChatGPT or Copilot and stuff, and then like we're actually doing like the Lightning routing AI stuff. It's like that's like a real thing that could be useful, and like it's not like a gimmick. And my other thing too is I think that's gonna be huge.
Do you think there's a vibe right now in the Bitcoin space to start leveraging some of these AI ideas, or do you think that's just it's more natural than that? Or
I mean, so basically every Bitcoin company is like VC funded, and there's a lot of pressure from VCs to kind of do AI stuff.
Right.
So I think that's some of it, but also it's just like, it's also like, we're all just human beings, right? This is interesting. Like
it is interesting.
It's so fun to use ChatGPT, and like I like self-hosted my own too, and it's like uncensored, so you can just ask it random stuff like, how do I make napalm? And it just tells you. It's like,
what the heck?
It's crazy. It's like stuff like that is super fun. But yeah, it's like making it useful is the hard part, I think, because it's been so commoditized already. So like it's gonna be hard to like make it useful. I think like GPU Utopia, they're probably one of the like coolest ones, and like that's probably the most real AI Bitcoin startup right now, I think.
Yeah, I think I don't know if I didn't go to ABC yesterday, but I think Gentry was talking about the AI stuff there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm following it now. Like I'm barely wrapping my head around it, or at least trying to become more knowledgeable about it. I'm still ways to go to understand it more clearly, but it is interesting to think about the machine-to-machine payments. That just makes practical sense.
Yeah, I think like it makes sense. It's just like, like this like AI stuff, like, it's existed forever, but like what we're currently at is like maybe like a year old of like this AI hype and like those AI agents. And like, I don't think it's old enough to like that they're having like these actual ones that like want to make money right now. It's people playing with things, not like AI is trying to like build its own wallet kind of thing. So I think, maybe in 5 years we'll have like the machine to machine like kind of payments going, but I think it's too young yet to do that now.
Yeah. I was talking to Christopher David this weekend. Yeah, he's working through a lot of these problems, but he mentioned Mutiny in the pod.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did. I think he was just trying to get some free work, but I think, but he did mention Mutiny, and I was like, oh, interesting. Like, because and you don't have to talk about too much about this, but I remember a lot of y'all, like in 2021, you guys were all like hackathoning and like a lot of the same hackathons, right? Like all of you guys, right? Or am I just imagining that?
We're all in Austin, so we kind of, we always just bump into each other. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I never partnered with them on a hackathon really before.
But you guys were all competing in hackathons.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like when they did the first PLN, I did trans LND. Like we both had different lightning privacy projects, and there's been some other stuff too. But yeah, like we're always like, I don't know, in that realm.
Yeah. When I have to explain to like sponsors and they're like, yeah, Car, why should we give money to a Pleb Lab hackathon? And I'm like, this is how I think builders find each other to work and collaborate with. And then that ends up becoming potential, I don't know, startup or something, or at best an open source project, right? Like,
there's a lot of things that have like
come out of a hackathon. I think.
Yeah. Or like, even if it's not like the project, like the teams, like, I mean, here, everyone at Pleb Lab, like you guys, a lot of them, like they always form together for a hackathon project. And it's like, you're just making like those relationships stronger to eventually build something later that's like, great. And
are you guys been anything for the Legends of Lightning stuff?
No, they asked us. But like, dude,
you guys would win though.
Well, no, I don't know. It's hard because it's like a 6-week hackathon. So you have to like, you can't just like, okay, let's not work for the weekend and just do this random thing. It's like, 6 weeks is a long time, especially as a startup.
To check in?
Well, not even to check in, but like to be focused on like, we're doing this hackathon, like, boxed thing. Like, we could build a feature in the Mutiny, but like we're doing that stuff already. So it's like, I feel like that would be kind of cheating. We need to do like something more unique outside of that. And
so you're still thinking about it then?
I might do something on the side, like at, what nights and weekends, but who knows?
Yeah. I think you should. I mean, if you have the time, but
that's the thing is like the time is the hard part. But yeah, I don't know. I think it was like afterwards you're like, oh, never again 6-week hackathon. That was like grueling, but it's also like beautiful of like, being forced to work that long. Cause like Mutiny is a big enough project. You can't just do in a weekend hackathon, but like that 6 weeks is like, we literally got done like, the week before, like a couple days before it was like a submission time. So like that was the perfect timing or time window to do it. But yeah, it's just a hard problem.
So tell me more about this gifts thing. Was this like tell me more about that, because I see that in the blog.
That was like one of our like very early ideas of like what are the advantages of being in the web? It's like our main one is like censorship resistance and instant onboarding. Where like right now, if like we have in that blog post, like you're trying to onboard someone, it's like, okay, go to the app store, type in Moon, no to use, like, you do all that. Like it's
a process.
Yeah, it's a process. And so you got shitty Wi-Fi, it takes forever to download. Like, it sucks.
Yeah.
So with Mutiny, it's like go to mutinyWallet.com and you have a wallet. Like it's instant. So like, well, you can leverage that for the onboarding of like, what if you like go to mutinyWallet.com? It's now you have a wallet and there's money in it.
Gosh.
Like instantly. So that's kind of the goal. So how it works is basically like you give them a Nostr wallet connect string inside of that QR code. So when they go to like mutinyWallet.com /gifts/ then your Nostr wallet connect string. So then the second their wallet opens up, it just says like, oh, you have a gift. You want to claim it? You claim it. And then it just creates an invoice, sends it to the user, and then the user immediately pays it, all happening in the background. And you just like instantly have a funded Lightning wallet. And like, that's like
has that been increasing user growth, or no? I would imagine it.
Yeah. Right? So it's a paid only feature right now. So like our subscription numbers are way up. Like
that's good.
We've gotten like way more user channels this month, stuff like that. So it's been working. It's fun. Yeah. Like it's kind of like a unique feature because like you can't really do this with any other wallet. Like it's like if you try to put this into like Breeze or Moon or Phoenix, it's like you still have to download in the App Store. Like you can never rival that without being in the web. So
tell me about would we guys ever? I don't. You don't have to tell me or not, but like, do you think you'll ever make an iOS app for Mutiny?
Yeah, we have an Android app already, and Paul's been like working on the iOS app a little bit. It's like basically like the way we package it. It's just like it runs the web browser, but like in an app, and it's like
perfect
sandbox, so it's like a little more safe. And like
you'll be able to do the same things.
Yeah.
Except gifts too, or no?
Gifts would work. You just have to scan it or no, I think gifts would work like exact same thing. It's just if you have the app downloaded, it'd open up in the app instead of in the browser. yeah, like everything works. It's just, yeah, we got like, it's just like basically just doing a bunch of boilerplate everywhere to like get it to work. And Apple's longer because you have to like apply and all this stuff.
God,
But
yeah. Hopefully you guys don't get.
well,
Have they already kicked you guys off already? Or
no, I
I don't want to jinx it, but
no,
like,
yeah,
it's very
I think
likely.
as of like Tuesday or something, we have an account now, so we just have to like Paul's got to do the rest of it. But yeah,
because Tony's banned, right? I think
yeah, Tony got like they're like, oh, you're a sanctioned individual, and like
he's sanctioned.
yeah, he's like, what from what country? And they're like, I don't know, but you are.
God, dude.
But yeah, that's the way she goes.
But I mean, I think ideally though, right? Like you get on iOS, everybody can download it, and then eventually they move to like the web, right? I mean,
honestly, we probably want the inverse because like the web is a little more dangerous version of it.
Okay.
So like,
tell me why. Is it just because of all the side loading and the scripting and all that kind of stuff? Or
it's more like with the web, it's like we can just push an update and it's immediately present on your device. So like if we're malicious, we just push an update and then the second you open it, it sends your seed words to us and we steal your money. So that'd be bad, obviously. So with the app, you can wait for you click the update button, not us kind of thing. So you can like wait for that. I mean, you can always self-host to get around that, but you know, that's a lot harder. And so yeah, like there's that. And then like with the web or with the app, you get like way more performance. It can run in the background. Like there's just like all these nice things that happen. Like you can get access to NFC. Like, you know, it's just like, it's like way more, there's way more features in the apps than the web.
Dude, it would be cool to like have the Sats card just like tap from the Mutiny.
I want it. So
that would be dope.
From the Tabcon Hackathon.
Because everybody was complaining about the nunchuck stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
If I'm being completely honest, sorry.
No,
like everybody's complaining about that part.
Yeah, same. Like I have that Sats card from the Tabcon Hackathon. I'm like, I'm not sweeping it until I can claim it with Mutiny. Like that's my goal. It's not real money until I can claim it.
Yeah, dude. I think the NFC part would be really cool, especially from like just from a user's perspective. How cool is it if I just go open up my Mutiny wallet and then tap, and then all my sats are there?
Yeah,
right.
That'd be awesome.
Because I think the Sats card have like 10. You can load it 10 times. I think something like that.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to add tap signer support too, or like you like it only signs when you tap it. So like you could like, you know, you can have like a Lightning wallet, but it's only online when you're actually explicitly like tapping it and stuff. So that'd be interesting. Yeah.
Gosh, dude. I feel like sky's the limit for me right now.
Yeah, I mean that's like. It's such like an open field of like, we have like a million ideas and stuff, but it's just like, it's so hard to like, okay, we only have so much time. We need to pick some things and focus on them, which is the hard part. But
what's it like working with two of your closest friends on a project like this?
I mean, it's great. Like we like rarely argue. If we do, it's over like, you know, important things. It's not like a I hate you argument. It's like, you know, let's prioritize X over Y argument and stuff like that. But I don't know, like we just work, like get stuff done. Like, I don't know. I have like all of like full trust in each other, which is really, really valuable. Yeah. I don't know. It's been great.
That's good, man. How's it like working with Paul, just like on the design side? And have you picked up anything working with them, Paul or like Tony, on just like on your own?
I mean, design wise, I'm just blind. Like, I don't know, but yeah, like, I don't know. It's always like, I love working with Paul. He's such like an enigma to me. Like, I always forget, like he used to be like, he used to be a journalist and everything.
Yeah,
like,
I know, dude. That's like, crazy, right?
Like, oh, we got to write a blog post. And like 20 minutes later, he comes back with like this beautifully written thing. I'm like, that would have taken me a week to write. And he's like, just bangs it out. I'm like, oh yeah, you're like this is not your first rodeo here. Like, so, and then like the designs too, he does so well where he's just like, I'm just like, oh yeah, just put because a lot of things, like a new feature, like the gifting, I build it in the back end. I'm like, okay, I gotta test it. So I just add like a super, like 2 buttons to the front end that are super ugly. I'm like, this is how I'll test it. It works. And then Paul's like, cool. And then like come back like, 2 days later, and then it's like beautiful. We got this treasure chest opening. Like, wow, I didn't know you can make it look this good. Yeah, this is awesome.
He's very intentional with his like design process, right? Like it's very Paul. Like it has a Paul touch.
It's great. Yeah. Like yesterday, like we have so if you're running Mutiny on 2 different devices, it breaks stuff, so we don't let you do that. So like he was like making a custom screen for that, and just like he was like, I was like, we should put an icon on the screen. I was like, oh, just use this like no running icon. He's like, no, it's the wrong aesthetic. And just like so specific about it. I was like, all right, dude, like I respect it. Like, but like that's like the quality. Like we kind of want to like, you know, we want to make a beautiful wallet. So it's like if you don't have that mindset, we're never gonna like, you know, if you let me design it, it's gonna be ugly. So Paul's doing great with that. And we also have Mia. She's been like contracting on the side for us.
Oh,
too.
cool, dude.
So yeah, she's been like, we got some stuff she just recently designed. They're gonna hopefully build and push out soon. That's like, it looks awesome.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, she's done a lot of great work everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like working with Tony on the like the development side? And yeah, like what's it like working with him?
I mean, he's great. Like it's been nice the last couple months. Like basically, like we've kind of been like segmented. We're like he's been doing like all of the like that big probing article he put out. Like basically just like in a dark room, just like fixing payment reliability all day. And
gosh, dude,
and
that sounds terrible.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's same. But
Does
like,
he like doing that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's like he's like, this is what I trained for. Like this is what I've been, this is like, you know, his like well, he's been kind of like studying basically for the last years in like the lightning space. So like he's been like just like on that, and I don't know, he's been like knocking out of the park. And then like I just been like trying to ship features or improvements to Mutiny like over the time as well. And then like we just code review each other and we're good to go. So yeah, it's been fun. Tony gets frustrated with me because I'm like a night owl, so I'll like submit PRs at like 4 a.m. and he's like, it's like I wake up and I have 10 PRs to review. What the hell? But you know, it's good.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, that's good that you're like you're able to kind of like work together and still have this tremendous kind of group aspect to it.
Yeah,
it's really cool, man.
That's been fun.
Yeah, yeah, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that that there's just so many great wallets out there right now. So many great wallets. Yeah. Do you think Mutiny would ever get into like the exchange part of it, like the RoboSat stuff, or do you think that would ever come about? I mean, obviously, you know, the same, but like when I think of like a wallet, you know, one of the first wallets that I ever kind of got into was Coinbase, right? Like everybody starts with Coinbase, and then they have a wallet.
Yeah.
Do you think that'll ever lead to?
So we've talked about this because like one of our goals is like Mutiny is your only wallet, where like you start with like so we want to eventually add Fedimint support, so it can have this like nice seamless custodial UX where you don't need to like wait for channels and worry about force closes and stuff. So like we want like, okay, your first experience is like into a Fedimint, and once you're ready, you can like enhance to like a real self-sovereign like Mutiny version. But like the step we're missing there is like before you even have those sats of like you're gonna start on like Coinbase or Strike or River, and then withdraw to Mutiny. So it's like, what if we had like buy Bitcoin inside of Mutiny? So it's like this Mutiny is like this person's entire Bitcoin life is all there. Thing is though, it's like we're trying to be like a privacy focused wallet.
Yeah, I know. So how do you do that? Like,
exactly. So yeah, we could like integrate with someone like RoboSats or Bisq. We could just go like the opposite route and use like MoonPay or like Strike or something. But yeah, I mean, right now we're just like, well, we have a million other things to work on. We'll table that for later. Like we don't even have the Fedimint thing, so you know we can wait. But I mean, maybe one day. I mean, it would be interesting.
It would be very interesting.
Yeah,
yeah. I feel like bull markets are for exchanges. You know.
Yeah.
New exchanges come out all the time during bull markets.
Yeah, like our thing is just like, well, like we need to be like the best wallet by the time of the bull market. So let's do that first, and then we'll worry about, you know, the other stuff later.
Yeah. That's interesting. I think that would be really interesting because right now, like, I think just based on, and you tell me, like, it's just a lot of wallets are just kind of spinning up their own LSPs. Is that what most wallets are trying to do nowadays? I feel like in the bear market.
Yeah, for like monetization, it seems like it's just like your LSP, but like. Something I really like about us is like we're trying to like embrace open LSPs. So like we're working with Voltage right now, but like John Cantrell from Block, he like made a PR into Mutiny to be able to use the open LSP spec. So in theory, we could hook up to like any other LSP that's following the spec. So then like it's not just like use my wallet, you have to use my LSP. You can open up to anyone. So you kind of like remove that like that barrier, and now anyone can be the LSP, and you kind of solve like, you know, if this LSP has like regulatory issues, then you just they like want to block you just, okay, I'll use the other one.
So how would that work for the user? Like if I'm using Mutiny would I have to pick the LSP like I would pick a relay on Nostr, or would be
it'd probably be like
on the back end?
There's a default one, and you just go into your settings and switch it if you want. So yeah, I mean, it's like it's gonna be like a hard problem to convey to users of like why you would switch LSPs, and like, you know, like putting like benefits between the other ones is like kind of weird. So it'd probably just be like, we expect it's more going to be like a pricing thing of just like, okay, the Voltage LSP charges you this, you know, this LSP charges you that, this one charges you that. And like
these are like the features of it, privacy features.
Yeah, like, oh, this one supports splicing, this one has like this privacy feature, and you can, you know, pick and choose. So I mean, right now, you know, we still have just the single one, but we are like talking to someone to like try to add a second. So we'll see.
And when you look at the other wallets out there right now, none of them are embracing that aspect of it, or are they trying to skate to it, or are they just trying to spin up their own LSPs?
Yeah, everyone's really trying to spin up their own LSP. I mean, it's like the main monetization model. It's just like, the thing is though, like the way we see it, it's like it's going to be a race to the bottom of like the fees. Like that's like with Phoenix, like everyone loves the wallet, but everyone's like complaining as well about the fees being so high. It's like we can deliver that same experience, but just make the fees zero. Like now they're out of business basically. And like, so like we think it's like if we have this open LSP model, we can actually create like a market for these LSPs, and users can actually get fair pricing instead of just like, you know, I use this wallet, so I have to use this LSP with these fees. And if they don't like the fees, then they have to like drain the wallet and move to a new one, which is like a terrible experience. So like they could just open up Mutiny and like forever be good. Like that is the goal. So I think we can get there. It's just, we have to like work on these LSP spec stuff. But
that's interesting how you guys are picking your spots though. That's really interesting. Cause like, you could spend all this time, you know, spinning up your own, it would be called a Mutiny LSP or whatever, whatever the name would be. But yeah, you could spend a lot of time doing that, but
I mean,
probably makes more sense to.
It's so much work, and it's so capital intensive. Like,
is it really?
Well, it's like, I mean, like Phoenix has like, they released that blog post, they're $100 million lightning node. It's like,
shut up, $100 million?
Yeah, there's so much money on there.
Just because they're stacking $100 million on what side? Or on both sides? Or like,
I think it's on, I don't know. It might be publicly total, like their side and their user side, but still like that's like it's 50-50. They have $50 million on a note. Like that's insane. Like
that's insane.
Like, you know, we're just trying to raise money to like fund ourselves to like get to the next week. Like having to like, oh yeah, I need, you know, this much money to like pay us, and then like $10 million to run the lightning node. That's so much harder. Like a lot of people get like loans and stuff, but it's like at like 8% or something. So it's like making 8% on your LSP is gonna be extremely hard. So
yeah, dude. Gosh. That actually seems like the more practical.
Yeah. So that's like what we're doing is like we have the Mutiny Plus thing to like monetize, as well as, and we just have like any LSP we integrate with, we're just negotiating deals of like, nice. Hey, if you make money, give us a little bit, and then
that kickback.
Exactly, because like, I mean, it's a mutually beneficial relationship where like if we didn't use them, then they would have less users, therefore less money. And, you know, same for us. Like if we didn't use them, we wouldn't have a wallet. So
it's that Mutiny brand too, man.
Yeah, exactly.
The Mutiny brand is it's really good. It's a really good brand. No, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense doing it that way. Interesting. Gosh, man, I wonder how all our friends are going to figure that out. Do they know? Do the other wallets know this, or you think they're just like, just blinders?
No, I think they all know it. It's just like, I mean, actually, I don't know. I mean, maybe some they probably like have an inkling. It's just like, you know, it's just the current model right now, and it's like that's like just such an easier way to monetize than like what we're doing with like the subscriptions and stuff like that. But I think and then like at the end of the day, someone does have to run the LSP, and like the thing is like the only people running LSPs right now are people with wallets. So it's like, and voltage, and like that's it. So you're kind of like have to spin up your own, especially if you want like custom features and stuff. So
it makes you really think about that. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. It does make me think that there might be kind of this. It reaches a certain point where maybe well, I guess if they kept going down this path, would they just inevitably have to close down their LSP, or would that?
I don't think so. Like it could be possible they just like embrace the open LSP spec, and then like they're now they're listed in Mutiny. Now they're like one of the main players in the game. It's just
they're not their whole model is not entirely dependent on it.
Well, like the nice thing is like for like Voltage, it's like, like for us, like we're spending, 24/7 building Mutiny. We don't need to worry about the LSP. It's just like it's over there and it should work. Versus like, and then like Voltage is like the inverse. Where like they just focus on their LSP, make sure it has good liquidity, blah blah blah, and then we just bring them users. So it's like we have this like separation of like concerns. Versus like if you're doing both, then it's like now you have to like double your efforts on both things, and it's a lot. You're doing things that aren't like explicitly towards like your main goal of like making a beautiful wallet. You have to like do this like liquidity management and stuff like that. That's like it's completely different expertise.
It kind of goes back to what you were saying in the beginning. It really comes down to like certain types of well, not only trade-offs, but what's really going to separate these wallets is going to be very small little features, right?
Yeah,
it's going to be
like I would hope that like if I want to build the best wallet, I should just like have like good ideas and be able to execute on them. Versus like right now it's like that plus I need to be able to manage my Lightning nodes channels very well so users can make payments, which is like a completely different set of skills, which is like shouldn't have to be for the same like the same wallet shouldn't have to like have both those skills. If we can separate those to like into individual businesses, then you can have like way more wallet competition because you don't need that skill. You only need developers, and that makes it like a bigger market, which is good.
Do you think those features and those different skills then just come down to privacy and yeah. I mean, like what? Because at the end of the day, it's gonna have to get turtles all the way down, right? Like
yeah, I mean it's
or is it ducks all the way down?
Yeah, turtles. It's like it's hard because it's like
if you play it out, I mean, like if you play it out, like what does it then come down to? Then
I mean, that's the thing is like at the end of the day, like what do wallets do? Send and receive. It's like there's 2 buttons and that's it. So it's like kind of everything you do around that. So like gifting is like that's just sending and receiving, but it's doing it in a fancy way and stuff like that. Or like privacy features, it's like just sending and receiving, but now it's more private. So you have to like kind of like figure out different things you can do around that. Like as well, like we have like the Nostr social contacts and stuff like that. Like it's also just still sending and receiving, but we're doing it in a more fun way, and that's just like stuff like that.
Gosh,
so,
yeah.
But, I don't know. Like I guess we have like we're planning to do like DLC stuff and stuff like that too. So that'll be like
that's the whole thing. That's how I found out about Ben Carman. Was the DLC stuff. Yeah, I didn't. I remember when I used to go to BitDevs like early on. I thought you worked for Unchained. Like I literally thought you worked for Unchained Capital.
So many people did.
Like because you were always up there. I was like, oh, he works for Unchained Capital. And then when I found out that you didn't, I was like, wait, what? But the other thing after that was the DLCs, which is like it's who Ben Carman is. DLCs. Tell me about how DLC, just real quick for the plebs, how DLCs work and then how you plan on them.
Yeah, so DLC stands for discrete log contract. It basically lets you do like smart contracts on Bitcoin, but not in a shitcoin way. You basically can do like say like me and Car want to bet on the Super Bowl. Be like, okay, I take Patriots, you take Giants, and then we have an oracle who's just going to sign the message of which one wins, and then we use that signature to divvy up the money. And you can kind of like, instead of just doing like a normal bet, like Super Bowl, you could do like, okay, let's bet on the Bitcoin price, or let's bet on the Amazon stock price. You can like build like derivatives and stuff like that. It's like real like financial products, but in a self-sovereign way. And we want to do that in Mutiny for like a bunch of things. Like it'd be sick. Like
for poker.
Well, poker would be weird, but like the feel good use case is doing like synthetic dollars where you can have like a dollar savings account in your Mutiny wallet.
Wait. Say that slower, Ben. So you're saying like so like the way Strike does it, or but like
self-custodially.
Wait.
So
let me wrap my head around that. So you're saying that inside my Mutiny wallet I would have dollars,
basically. So like imagine like you're not just like a hardcore Bitcoiner like us. You're just like, I onboarded you and you're like, oh, I like this as a payments app, not like I don't care about Bitcoin. I was trying to get my things done. And then like the price moves 50%. You're like, what the hell? This sucks.
Oh.
So instead you could just have it in a synthetic dollar, which is like, it's like basically a stable coin, but there is no like stable coin. It's like you're basically just have a contract that you're betting against the Bitcoin price. And then, so you're just saying, like, I'm short Bitcoin, but I'm holding Bitcoin. So you're net even in Bitcoin. So you're just holding dollars basically. And, you just like have that like in a separate account in your Mutiny wallet. So you could like, be making payments and be like, oh, all right, I did my stuff and I want to keep my money in here just so I don't have to put it back, but I don't want to be exposed to Bitcoin price. So you just like put it into your dollar savings account, and now you have dollars in your Mutiny wallet, and then you can.
So let's say I have like, I don't know, $1,000 in my Mutiny wallet, right? I use this dollar savings account and I want to, yeah, like you said, I, spend whatever. I have like 700 Bitcoin's Mutiny, goes to 800. I'm like, oh, I'm going to put 500 away in this dollar savings account. Now I have like whatever, 300 left in Bitcoin. That will stay at $500.
Yeah, no matter what, like that'll be $500, and your $300 worth of Bitcoin will fluctuate with the price still.
Yeah, and then whenever I want to move back into Bitcoin, I would be able to in the Mutiny wallet, or how would that?
Yeah,
work?
yeah. So like the contracts have like a term limit. So if your counterparty agrees to close the contract, you could close it early. Otherwise, yeah, you'd have to wait for it to like be done. So you could say like, I want this $500 to be $500 for the next like 2 months, and then it'll be locked up for then. But if that's all you're planning to do, that's fine. But if your counterparty is like, yeah, I'll just close it out and I'll reopen another one if I want to, you could just close it out early if you needed to and stuff like that.
So that would that just be connecting Mutiny users that wanted dollars at the time that you wanted to?
Yeah. So this is like something we got that OpenSats grant for. It was like, we want to make like a marketplace for this built on top of Nostr. So it can be like this decentralized marketplace that like we're not like controlling, or no one is controlling. It's just anyone can post orders and things. So like we're first going to start with this dollars product, but it's going to be an open marketplace, so you can bet on anything. So like we want to add like peer-to-peer betting and stuff like that too. We're like, do you want to bet on the Super Bowl, we could do that like in this marketplace and stuff like that. Like say like I wanted to bet on the Super Bowl, but you're like, oh no, I don't care about sports, let's not do that. So I'm like, okay, I'll just post this order in the marketplace. And then like 5 minutes later, someone's like, oh, this idiot wants the Patriots to win. And then he bets against me. And now I have like a real Bitcoin bet, and we'll see who wins. But yeah.
Gosh, dude, that sounds really cool. That sounds really cool, actually.
Yeah. So we want to have that, like some version of that, at least MVP out by the end of the year, but we'll see.
That's really fast.
Yeah. I mean, Tony was just like, we're going to lock you in a room and you'll come out in a month and we'll have DLCs. So,
Dang, dude, that's crazy. I guess on the Nostr side, when you look at Nostr and like the whole stack that it kind of fits in now, are you bullish on Nostr these days? Are you bearish? Do you see a lot of problems with it? Like, or what's your thoughts on Nostr? Just like the climate right now.
I mean, I love Nostr. I use it more than Twitter now. Like, it's great. But yeah, I mean, it's like, remember like at the beginning of this year, everyone was like, oh, Nostr's going to eat the world. And that was basically peak Nostr, and it hasn't really grown at all since then. But I mean, that's okay. Like, it doesn't need to be, like, Nostr doesn't need to replace Twitter or anything. It just needs to be what we need it for. And like, honestly, I think it's going to be more useful for non-social things. Like,
yeah, I agree.
I think like Nostr Wallet Connect is probably like the biggest thing of Nostr that like no one's really talking about. Like,
Tell us about that.
So like Nostr Wallet Connect lets you, like right now, like if I want to get an invoice from you, the primary way is like your Lightning address, which is most likely not self-hosted because you need to run a web server, all this stuff. So you just use like Wallet Satoshi or Alby or something like that. And that's a big problem. And like the only way to solve that is like running your own web server, which no one really does. Or even has like the skills to do. So Nostr Wallet Connect basically just lets you say, oh, I'll send you the invoice over Nostr, and then you can do that communication there. So you kind of get rid of that need for these web servers, and you can just talk to people like basically peer to peer. And it solves tons of issues. Like the first use case of Nostr Wallet Connect was just for one-tap zaps, where like you link your wallet, you click Zap, and it instantly happens in the background by linking your wallet. And like that's a fun use case, but like this is huge because like now you can have basically like that credit card like experience for checkout, or like if you're like shopping online, you buy something on Amazon, you link your credit card once and you never have to type in it again. It's great. You just hit buy, one tap checkout, and it shows up the next day. Whereas like with Bitcoin stuff, it's like you hit buy, and now this invoice pops up. I got to open my wallet, scan it. Oh, let me set the fee, confirm. Like, it's such a more strenuous process. So like if you could just like you paste in your Nostr Wallet Connect string one time, and now anytime you go to checkout, you hit pay and it just happens. Like that's such a better UX. And Yeah, like that's what Nostr Wallet Connect enables. So that's how we built our subscription service. That's how we built gifting, and we have like a lot of other ideas. Like
who's behind the Nostr Wallet Connect? Is it just open source, or is it
it's
like
just like
a couple contributors?
It's just a NIP from a couple people.
Oh, cool.
So the original NIP was just paying invoices, but
because you made the Zap Pay, right?
Mm-hmm,
does it utilize? It just utilizes.
Yeah. So Zap Pay is the same thing. Where like they banned Zaps inside of Damus. So I was like, okay, well, I can see if people like it. So if you give me your Nostr Wallet Connect string and your npub, and I see anytime that you like a note on Nostr, I just say, okay, here's a Nostr Wallet Connect string. Zap this note, please, and then it happens in the background.
Why hasn't he implemented the Nostr Wallet or has he already?
He does, yeah.
Inside of Damus?
Yeah.
Where is it at? I never saw.
Well, it might be hidden now because of the they removed Zaps.
So he doesn't have. Yeah, he doesn't have it. Gosh, dude.
Yeah, so I think that's gonna be really big. Like we have a lot of other plans.
Yeah, it just lets you select the different Zaps and stuff.
Yeah.
If Mutiny made a Nostr client, how good would it be? Just kidding.
I don't want to do that.
I know you don't want to do that, but like how good would it be though?
I mean,
Ben?
We have a mini Nostr client in Mutiny for the Venmo feed thing, the Zap feed.
I think Paul would kill it, dude.
Yeah, I mean, all the Paul designs beautiful things, and me and Tony can build anything. But like any of our, have you seen our the Nostr feed? What's up? Hopefully, I think I'll link to my keys.
Yeah. Okay.
Like we're
getting rugged on ABDC food. Gosh, just got the sale text.
Oof. Like we have like a mini Nostr client in here already for like seeing all the Zaps. But this was like we just used the Primal API for this because we're friends with those guys and they build good stuff. We don't want to have to build it. So yeah.
Okay.
So like this is nice because like it indexes everything for us. We can like pull it down immediately. But yeah.
I need to spend more time this weekend to figure that out. Because right now I don't have Zaps working anywhere but Primal. Which is fine. It's just I got so used to Damus for like a year and a half. Or whatever it was.
I don't know how to phrase this, but like I'm anti-Zaps, pro Zapple Pay. Like,
so what do you mean? What do you mean?
So
how can you be anti-Zaps but pro Zapple?
This is why I don't know how to phrase it. But yeah, like before Zapple Pay, like how I would interact with Nostr would be like I'd like random notes, and then sometimes if I really liked it, I would zap it. But I feel like there's too much like mental load to decide if to zap or not. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like I was like, oh, I don't want to pay money to this. But Zapple Pay, I just like things, and I just always forget I have Zapple Pay, and I like things, and then I'll get a notification that I zapped it, like, oh shoot, I just lost money. But it's like I don't know, it's great because it's like
I set up Zapple Pay, but for some reason it's not working anymore. Man.
Oh shoot. It should be. There is a time where there's a lot of bugs, but it
okay.
Works.
So I might just have to reset it up.
It works well now, yeah.
Okay, I'll go back.
But I think it's great because like a lot of people joke on Nostr too. They'll be like, "Oh, this guy liked my note, but he didn't zap it. What an asshole!" It's like
that's me.
Yeah,
but it's because I can't get Zaps working.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, there's there's not truth to it, but there's like a thing there where it's like, yeah, like with Zapple Pay, you can every time you like it, you do zap it. So like you're always giving that monetary like signal to things, which feels good.
Well, I need to go back and fix my Zapple Pay because it was when you made it, and then our Damus lost the Zaps, and then you made it. Everything was working fine. It was amazing, and then some feature update then broke it, so I need to go back and fix it.
Yeah, I had a ton of bugs originally, and then like I launched.
But now it's stable.
Yeah, now it never goes down really.
Okay, cool. I'll fix that. Why do you? I have a question here. It's just more of a provocative question. Why do you think there's more zapping happening on Stacker News than there are on Nostr? It feels like I get more. I get more sats on Stacker News than I do on Nostr. Why do you think that is?
Stacker News is so much higher quality. Like Nostr is just like, just random like stream of consciousness thoughts. Like if people does do something high quality, they do get a ton of zaps. But like everything on Stacker News is like almost higher, like so high quality. I think like
so like even the comments, you think, or because it's pertaining to the post. It's because I'm trying to figure out like why.
That's true. Even the comments, you'll get like 1,000 sats sometimes. It's like that never happens on Nostr.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like when I think about this stuff, I'm like, why am I getting more sats on Stacker News than I am on Nostr? Like to me, that doesn't make any sense. It should be the same.
Yeah,
it should be more on Nostr.
And maybe Stacker News just has more users. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Stacker News as well. It's like when I love zapping things because then I get up in the rewards tier list and I like get it all back at midnight. But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. If you had one thing that you could fix on Stacker News, Keon, you're listening, I'm sure. What would it be? Just go hard right now. Just tell him the thing that he like needs to fix.
Honestly, like Stacker News doesn't need any changes. It's great.
It can only get worse, is what you're saying?
No, it could get better, but I don't know how. Like I'm not focused on that kind of stuff. But
just as a user on there, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, maybe make the PWA a little better.
Oh, but okay. Like what? I think he should build in a dystopian trail.
What do you mean?
Like I think he should build in a dystopian trail, like a
mini game,
like a market, yeah, or a mini game. Or that could be sidetracking though, but
I don't know.
Because I think the cowboy hat's just.
Oh, dude, the cowboy hats is the best feature. I know you. Dude, every week on Stacker News, you hate on it, but
you like the cowboy hat,
dude. I'm at 42 days strong.
Dang.
When I lose it, I get I only lose it on like conferences and stuff. So like,
you are. You're in the top. You're only the top 10.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're saying just the PWA.
Yeah, that's how I use it. Like,
me too.
When you add that was like huge because before I was using that BStats app and I was like,
oh yeah,
I was always out of date of like the Stacker News features, but now
it works pretty great.
Yeah.
Is there any other project that I know you're focused just on the meaty stuff. Is there any other project that you look out there and that you're like thinking like, man, that's a great idea. Like that's an interesting way of doing it. Any other project just like that you're just a fan of?
That's a good question. I don't know. Like, I mean, like the Bitcoin apps I use like every day is like
Bitcoin Company.
Yeah, like TVC, Stacker News, like Mutiny. And that's like about it, honestly. I don't know, Nostr, I guess, like Damus I use every day as well.
But is there anything that you as a builder, you as a developer are like, wow, man, that looks really cool?
I mean, some of my like qualms of being a Bitcoin dev is just like hate focusing on money all day. Like it'd be fun to do like some AI gaming thing all day or something, but like I don't have time for that. And I don't know what I'm doing there. So like I wouldn't be useful. But like sometimes I think like, oh, that'd be cool. Like I think Satlantis, this is a perfect example.
Oh yeah.
Satlantis is awesome.
Yeah, it's so great.
Yeah.
Too bad it had to shut down though.
He said RIP. He said he's got an announcement coming soon of like
okay, cool.
V2 or whatever. So
gosh, dude, I feel bad.
Oh, dude.
Do you think it's our fault? Do you think it's like we threw too much gasoline on it as far as the community here in Austin? I think we threw a lot of gasoline on it.
I mean, so like we threw a lot of gas on it, and then Zebedee threw like way more on it. And then apparently like on Coinbase's like front page or something, there's like an article about them. And then like an hour later he got the cease and desist or something.
Fudge, dude.
So yeah.
So next time we try to do this as a community, don't throw any gasoline on it. Like keep it quiet.
It was gonna happen one day. So like, I mean, like I don't think he was gonna get to the too big to fail. Like, you know, Microsoft is just, they don't care. They're just gonna shut you down. So just gotta do it while you can. But yeah, I think they're great. I think he's gonna do some cool stuff that's coming next soon.
Yeah.
I don't know what, but
okay.
How are you doing, Car?
How am I doing?
Yeah.
Dude, it's fucking bear market, man.
Oh, dude.
Dude, I felt bad because I went to the Nashville grassroots and it was like September. Dude, September was such a hard month.
No, it's so long, yeah.
Dude, September was such a hard month.
And
just like it was such a hard month. Just me personally, like the Pleb Lab stuff, plus all the traveling. It was just a hard month, dude. You could really see it on my face. October's looking great. Like I'm bullish again. Like
yeah.
For the first time in like a few months. But I'm doing good, man. I think the things I've realized, and I'm sure you realize this too, is like during the bear market, you really find out who the real ones are as far as like your friends and the ride or dies around you in the community. Like you really, and then even some people you thought weren't in your like circle, whatever, really are.
Yeah.
They're just
they're still around. They're just quiet or something.
Yeah. But they still care like about you like sticking around. So that to me has also like ring true. And I think those two things I've learned. I also just I'm incredibly bullish for 2024. I think just like in the entire space, like is going to see this mass explosion. I think we're kind of already starting to see it now. I think November, December will be good for like builders and stuff. But yeah, I think overall I'm doing pretty good. I think I feel like the hard part of the bear market is ending, at least for me, how I see like Plub Lab and stuff.
That's
so like
good.
the hard part is kind of going away. And I feel like now it's kind of like, okay, let's get ready for 2024. But there's still, I mean, you're still a startup, right? You can
you could die
any day. Like, I don't know. What are you guys going through over there?
Yeah, I mean,
same thing.
Yeah, like we just started raising again as of like yesterday, so it's gonna be it's gonna
tough,
be fun.
Dude.
Yeah, we're gonna see how it goes.
The AI stuff's gonna help for sure.
Probably. I don't know. I'll after this, I'll tell you the AI thing I'm working on, and you're gonna be like,
I won't say it. Yeah.
Yeah, don't tell people.
I'm not gonna tell you.
It's gonna be sick.
Dude, you have so many secrets. Like people don't realize. Like I have so many secrets about a lot of different companies, and I don't say anything about them.
I respect it.
They're just all in my head.
Yeah,
they're all in my head. But no, dude, I'm bullish on you guys. Bullish on the team. Yeah, and I think Keon told me a long time ago. He's like, dude, there's something to be said about 3 high quality like Lightning privacy devs that are just working on one singular thing together. Yeah, when you think of it like that, it's like Zeppelin of Bitcoin, you know?
And that's the thesis, is just like, we're going to build the best Lightning wallet. Not us, then who else is going to do it kind of thing. Like, so
yeah,
fucking build it.